Alright, so now we're going to go from standard form to factored form. We want to try to figure out what the factors of this particular equation are. And we can use the box method again, going backwards. Here's the steps that I would recommend. Again, you're going to find lots of videos of how to do this. There are tons of ways to do this. It's just a way to organize the information and making sure you have a method that works for you. And I'm not particular about which method you use, as long as you can do this by hand, by yourself, and do it correctly. Alright? So, we're going to reverse box method this. But the first thing you need to do is you need to look for the greatest common factor. Okay? You need to look at the coefficients of this expression and determine, do they have anything in common? Can I divide all three of them by the same number? In this case, you cannot. Okay? Over here, and I'm going to come back to this expression in a moment, but over here, if you look at all three coefficients here, 2, 4, 30, all three of those are even. So I can divide all of them by 2. So in this step where I'm looking for the greatest common factor, I know that I can divide all of them by 2. So let's divide each of them by 2, and I gotta save that too. And remember, that's what I did. You gotta keep track of everything you do as you're manipulating this expression. So at the end, if we want to go back and check, we'll remember, hey, don't forget, you divided by 2, so we gotta multiply by 2 to get it back. So 2x squared divided by 2 gives me x squared. Negative 4x divided by 2 gives me negative 2x. And negative 30 divided by 2 gives me negative 15. So my next step is to create my box and put my first and last term in the box. Okay, so it looks kind of like this. Alright, so my first term here was x squared, and my second term here was positive 12. And then you're going to ask yourself this question: what two values multiply to get me x squared? Excuse me. Pardon me. For this particular value, x times x results in x squared. So we write those to save them here on the outside of the box. Next, we're going to ask ourselves, what two values multiply together to get me 12? Well, there's a lot of values that can multiply to get you 12. So we're going to write those all out. So 12. 2 times 6 gives me 12. 3 times 4 gives me 12. 1 times 12 gives me 12. But we're not just looking for 12, we're looking for positive 12. So you want all the values that are going to give you positive 12. So technically, negative 2 times negative 6 also results in 12. Negative 3 times negative 4, that's positive 12 as well. Negative 1 times negative 12. So I have a lot of values here, a lot of factors that are going to multiply and give me positive 12. So which ones am I going to choose to go into these two boxes? Alright, well that's where we use this middle term right here. Okay? That middle term gives us the big hint. We want the factors to multiply to get positive 12, but we want them to add and get us positive 7. So if I look here at my chart, negative 1 plus negative 12, that gives me negative 13. Negative 3 plus negative 4 gives me negative 7. Negative 2 plus negative 6 gives me negative 8. 1 plus 12 is 13. 3 plus 4 is 7. And 2 plus 6 is 8. Now I wrote all this out so you can see only one pair of factors multiplies to get me 12, but adds to get me 7. Alright? And assuming that I've written every single factor out here, okay, but I have, and this is, what do you call this? It's a parent. There's only one of these here that adds to get positive 7, and this is it. So I need positive 3, so I'm going to set that aside here, positive 3 and positive 4. Set that out here as well. And, and at this point, I found exactly what I'm looking for. I found the factors that I need so that I can get the standard form. One is x plus 3, and the other is x plus 4. Okay? And so that would be the solution. So if I were to finish writing the steps, the first thing I did was find the greatest common factor. Here, there wasn't any. There's just 1 times everything. Over here, it was 2, and we'll get to that. The second is I want to box the first and last terms. The third thing, find factors. Okay, we're finding factors of the first and last term. Fourth, we want to find the sum of factors. And you're going to find the sum of the factors that equal the middle coefficient. So this is the piece that will help you with these particular problems. Okay, these problems get more complicated as you go. Not all of them have it where x squared is by itself here, and not all of them come out this nicely. Some of them have x plus 1/2, x plus 1.5. Sometimes these factors are decimals, or involve decimals. Sometimes it's 2x plus 3. And we'll do more complicated situations in another video. I just wanted to show you this first and let you see how that works. Okay.